was number 5 from Fürstenau Studies Opus 125. I'd like to thank Elizabeth Walker for asking me to do this challenge. We had such fun doing the Bohm challenge last year, and she had such a great idea to do something different this year with the Fürstenau studies. Now, I wasn't aware of these studies, and it's always nice to learn new material, or should I say old material, but new to me. This study has everything in it. It has a beautiful melody at the beginning. It has fast, difficult passages that are really quite difficult to read with all those double flats. There's an articulated passage, it has trills, and it has this wonderful embouchure buster in the duo voce section where you have to play the high notes really soft and the low notes a little bit louder, and that's quite challenging. So I'd like to talk to you how I've looked at each section. I've treated it like a fantasy really, and I haven't tried to play it metronomically, but also being aware of course, of the rhythm, but much more fanciful and taking time over the sections. The first section is a beautiful melody, and you should really try to be as expressive and as singing as possible through this melody, and be very aware of the endings. Like you have an E that diminishes to an F, so to be really treating that as beautifully as you can. And a wonderful exercise to get in shape for that is in the Sonorité book. And I think I'll put a picture of it on this, and you can see it's in it's in the middle of the book. The intervals gradually increase, and the embouchure gets worked and worked and worked. The first note is loud, the second note is softer always. So that really helps. And just take time over this melody. Take time over the phrases, don't rush. Make everything settle and just really sing through everything. Now after that melody comes the duo voce section, which again, you can get great results by using the Sonorité exercise I talked about before. And you can just make sure all the notes in the top register are soft and the ones in the bottom are a little bit louder. And don't allow it to give the game away. Often I hear students playing the last note of the piano section louder, anticipating the loudness of the bottom, but try to get all those 4 notes soft and then go down to the bottom so you're much louder down there. Okay, then that brings us to a fast passage of semiquavers, which is a little bit complicated to read. You have double flats, and those often aren't very easy to grasp, but it's quite readable. And make sure the articulation is all in place. I found this little section quite nice to be able to run away with it, but then bring it back before you do the articulated passage. Then we get to the articulated passage and make sure that is nice and crisp articulation, especially up to the G flat. G flat's not a nice note to get out really beautiful, but try your best. A nice trick I find sometimes for top F sharp or G flat, I wedge my little finger in all of those keys, so it allows the F sharp or the G flat to be a little bit more sonorous, and it's easier sometimes to get out. To practice. I don't use it when I'm playing much, but if I have to start an F sharp or something, that's quite nice. That's a nice little trick to keep in mind. So it leads us to another section now where it was fiendishly frustrating to figure this out. When you have an A major chord and a D major chord that don't look like an A major and a D major, and like a B major and an E major chord, they just don't look like it on the page, but they sound like it. And that's very, very frustrating. So what I did, I cheated. I wrote them out enharmonically, and two beats in each bar of that next section. And you can see what I've done. I've put a little file down, so you can see. And this just made it easier for me to read. So it was a cheat, but for me, it was a necessary cheat. So now we come to the melody, just like the melody from the beginning, but in a different octave. And here I like to think of it as a nostalgic melody, reminiscing what was at the beginning. course it's a lower octave, so I like to treat it in a different, sort of different atmosphere, a different color. So I thought a nice soft sound in the low register. Something like that. It's just soft and gentle, reminiscing from the beginning, but in a different way. So we have this melody, then the melody ends into this and transitions into this brilliant section. And I think before you play that brilliant section, you have to make your listener wait. You have to be really quite magician-like and set it up so they don't really know what is expecting here. So you are doing this. Let me find it. Oh, sorry. And then you're off, running right to the end in a fantastic flourish, up to that top F and down to that bottom D flat. And make sure that bottom D flat is relaxed so it doesn't split and is vibrant and open and beautiful. There you have it. Number 5 from Fürstenau. I so enjoyed working on this. I think it's a wonderful little piece. I'd love to hear it in a recital. It works on its own. It's a nice little piece. And I hope you have fun learning all of them. And I hope we can get together at the end of this lockdown and we can all play together. So until then, happy practicing and enjoy them. Bye-bye.